Now here's another question from 2015. Now, this can look a bit scarier than it actually is, and this is a formula that's given to you in the very front of your paper. So it's actually, the main thing is actually understanding what all this actually means. So if I write a wee key, so if I say n, oh, that is the number of values. Right now we can say 1, 2, 3, n is 5 because there's 5 values. Your x, that's basically a piece of data, right? So x will take one of 5 values. Okay, so x can be 1, x can be 2, x could be 8. Okay, or value of data, piece of data. That x with a wee line above it, that's the mean. Okay, and this is sum of. Hey, so once you actually know what these means, then you can actually work all this out. So first thing we're going to do is look at what's the mean, right? So if the mean is you add up all these values and then divide it by n, and we already know what n is anyway. N we worked out was 5. So what we do is you just add up all these numbers, and what you'll then find is these numbers, that's 15, divide by 5, that's 3. Okay, so 3 is your mean. So if we actually now think of this one, is x will take one of these values in turn, and then you're going to subtract the mean from each one of these values, and then square it. And then you'll have 5 numbers that you just add together, okay, the sum of, and then just divide it by 5 minus 1, and then take the square root, okay, but we're a long way off working that out just now. Easiest way of actually doing this is if we write a wee table, call that x, we have to take away the mean from x, and then, so that's x minus, and then we're going to square the answer to that. Now, when you're writing your table, sometimes you might see it with that omitted, right? But since this is the first one, we'll just put as much detail in as we can, right? So, x can be 1, x can be 2, 2, 2, and then 8. Your mean is 3, 3, okay, so the mean's the same for them all. So x minus the mean, so 1 minus 2, that's minus 2 there, that's minus 1, that's minus 1, that's minus 1, that's 5. Now, here's something that will tell you if you've done it right. If you add up all these numbers together, you should get a 0 there. Okay, so we then, once you've got these values, we then want to square it, because it's x minus the mean squared. So the minus 2 squared is 4, that's 1, that's 1, that's 1, and that's 25. So we've got this bit. To actually get all of this bit, we just add them all together. So what we actually have is, if you add all these together, that gives you 32. Believe it or not, we're nearly there. So if we then have a wee look back at that formula, so it said it's a square root. We've got 32. Divide that, so that is n minus 1, which is 5 minus 1, which is 4. S equals the square root. 32 divided by 4 is 8. And they're essentially just asking you, what is the value? Oh, it's a. So we've now worked out a is equal to 8. Right, so a equals 8. So they're actually quite nice wee questions, and they're nice questions to get. And that's worth 3 marks. So it's just the exact same technique each time you see one of these questions. You just take your time. The formula is given to you, so you don't need to remember that, and just break it into a table, and then you can sum it all, and then just put all these values back into the formula, and you should get your answer. Tip is, make sure that equals to 8 if you're adding all the, make sure, sorry, that equals to 0 if you're adding all these together. But hopefully that's helped.